So, with reference to schemes, there are so many schemes that are given by the predominant, they are predominant in Mumbai, and there are incentive schemes. We want to know what are the benefits of each scheme and what are the costing or feasibility of each of these schemes.
So schemes, see, there are various schemes available under particularly Regulation 33, which gives you incentive schemes available for all kinds of redevelopment. I will just give you a gist, and then whatever details we want to discuss, we can discuss on that. So first scheme is 33(7), which is for cess structures. So cess structures are those structures where buildings are prior to 1969, and it may be privately owned, it may be owned by MADA, and the FSI permitted is 3 on the gross plot. And if the FSI, like in Kalbadevi area, already existing FSIs are 5, so how you tackle that? So in those cases, existing rehabilitation plus 50% incentive. So that FSI can go up to 7, 8 or whatever it is for considering the rehabilitation part plus the incentive portion. So this is one of the scheme where 33(7) is there. Now 33(7)(a) is predominantly, so 33(7) is for island city, it is not for suburbs. 33(7)(a) is for suburbs where there are tenanted properties and how to develop those. So government has thought that they will give 50% incentive for the rehabilitation portion, and regular, obviously, if as I gave you example of SV Road, so 2.5 FSI, the cap will be 2.5 only, but here because you are rehabilitating existing tenants, there will be 50% incentive FSI given to you, so that buying of TDR will be reduced to that extent. However, the cap will remain. The next scheme is for cooperative housing societies. So that is 33(7)(b), wherein there is some incentive given for cooperative housing societies, wherein 10 square meters per member or 15% of the existing built up area, whichever is more, that much incentive is being given to the cooperative housing societies. The next is 33(5), which is predominantly owned by MADA, and wherein the FSI is 3 on the gross plot, and pro rata FSI is given additional per tenement. How they work out that pro rata is they divide the area under road and area under the RG. Whatever the area is there in that particular layout, how many tenements are there, they divide against that, and then the pro rata is allotted to a particular plot. So that FSI also can move on to 7 or 8. So there is no cap of 3. 3 is routine plus the pro rata. Of course, it is at a given price considering the ready reckoner rate and all. Then we come to 33(10). So the 33(10) schemes are predominantly for slum redevelopment, and wherein the FSI is 4 on gross built up area. Then there are 33(11), where the schemes are for PTC, where on a vacant land one can propose PTC, that is permanent transit camp, and avail of FSI. On 12-meter road, there is 4 FSI available. 1 FSI is the basic, and 1.5 will be the incentive FSI. So this is an additional scheme which are available under 33(11), and this how the cooperative societies can take benefit out of this. They need not propose a PTC within their plot. Only the incentive part, they can take it on their property and construct PTC or buy a PTC tenements from somewhere else. Now the government in the new DC regulation, they have allowed in the sale component also PTC can be proposed.
Wow.
So in a slum scheme, there was always a challenge to have a sale component, how it will be sold next to the rehab. So now this PTCs can be proposed in the sale component. Okay. So if you are proposing those PTCs in the sale component, incentive FSI can come back to the societies which they are clubbing. So your FSI will be 4 according to the width of the road, and in the road width criteria, the maximum FSI permitted was 2.5. Now in this case, it will be straight jump to 4 plus the fungible. So it will be 5.34 or something like that.
Right.
So the FSI overall maximization, of course, civil aviation and how you fit in a proposal, that all
that will
criteria
remain.
will come into the picture. But this is one of the way where societies can maximize their potential. Maximize means what? They can see, suppose they were getting 20% extra on the existing built up area, existing carpet area. In this case, they can get better than what they were getting in a normal scheme. So this is one of the schemes which really is in operation, wherein actually you are covering up the social cause also, whereby slum redevelopment also is happening.
Absolutely.
And society redevelopment is also happening simultaneously.
And sale is in the redevelopment in the cooperative society.
Correct.
So it is easier and it
Correct.
is ideal for
And what are the nuisances that we will discuss later on, what societies should take care on that.
Right.
The another is incentive is given by 3312B, wherein encroachments, if you remove from a particular road falling in the DP road or an RL, then those tenements you can rehouse in the society redevelopment, and society can get incentive FSI on that. So that also FSI up to 4 you can propose. So if there is a smaller plot, 600 meters, some developers are not interested in the development, but if you maximize the potential to 4 FSI under this regulation of 3312B, a lot of schemes are really working out, and this is a good way of proposing for a smaller plot. And then the last one is 3320B, wherein it is affordable housing schemes. It is similar to 3311, similar to the road width criteria, and this also benefit can be taken, wherein the PTCs can be proposed somewhere else, and incentive FSI can be proposed in the redevelopment. Just small example I will give you under 3311 and 20. Suppose you are abutting on a 18-meter road.
Right.
4 FSI is permitted. 1 is the basic FSI, 1.5 is the incentive, and 1.5 is the PTC scheme. Now 1.5, which is a PTC scheme, that you club it with any, you propose anywhere in the slum scheme or PTC wherever they are available. So on that, your particular plot, you can straight propose 4 FSI without any hurdle.
Wow.
Now these schemes, since now the slum sale is opened up, this is all available, and as far as the issues are concerned, I think we'll discuss in a later part.
There are risks involved, I'm sure. So actually, why don't we take this opportunity? What are the risks involved when we club these? There will be. I feel there are chances if the other project is not complete or it is stuck.
Yeah.
Are those the risks? What are the risks?
Absolutely. That as a development management, we need to look into those aspects, because once the structure is vacated,
Yeah.
and if the approvals are not in place, and tomorrow any of the regulation changes, or the developer is not able to procure the PTC tenements, then the society can be high and dry. But because the slum scheme is opened up, earlier these issues were there prior to this DCPR 2034 coming in, because the slum sale was not opened up.
Okay.
Now they have opened up. So slum, wherever the sale component is there, you can propose a PTC scheme,
Okay.
and beforehand there are agreements which can happen. You can check where the clubbing has taken place, or which you would like to club it. I mean, those proposals are also approved or not, what is the stage of construction,
Right.
and how the schemes are.
Okay.
So pre-hand dealings are happening, and before vacating, all those issues can be tackled before a member vacates his premises. Approvals absolutely has to be there in place, otherwise society will not feel comfortable to vacate the premises.
So in this case, both approvals have to be in place, not only your society but also the one where you are procuring the PTC from, right?
Yes, absolutely. So now both the developers need not be same.
Okay.
Your cooperative housing society which you have undertaken, developer can be A,
Right.
and where you want to club, that developer can be B. But there has to be agreement between A and B.
Right. Right.
So once that happens, you are secured that FSI, because sale also is covered under RERA.
Agree. Agree.
So that developer also will not be scot-free.
Absolutely.
He will be governed by whatever your agreements are happening. So there are government machineries available if you play smartly. That's why again we are repeating, societies need to have a good advisors on their board and who have integrity and who have expertise. Then only the redevelopment process can happen smoothly.
Yeah. These are such valuable. Everyone's home is like people pay 20 years, 30 years of EMI for their homes.
Absolutely.
That home they have to leave and go.
We have completed more than 2,000 rehab tenements keys we have handed over in last 10 years.
Wow.
And we are finding 90% of the guys are having only single house. And that is their lifetime savings. Even forget about anywhere, Mulund, Ghatkopar, even Bandra we are redeveloping. We may feel that it is a high profile area, but the economic standards are same.
Yeah.
Because those guys had taken flats in 1965, maybe economically he has not grown to that extent.
Absolutely.
So they are also having one flat only on their asset.
Yeah.
So if that asset goes away, really, so that's why societies and the society members are circumspect for redevelopment, because they are finding examples where the buildings are stuck for 10 years. Now all those examples, if you see, are very minuscule in numbers. 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 redevelopment has already taken place. How many projects are stuck? Maybe 10, 20. But those examples you can't take. You have to take examples for the better one. Obviously, we should learn from whatever the guys have made mistakes. And if you follow the system, I don't think you can go wrong. Up to now, whatever redevelopment, we are proud to say none of the buildings are stuck. We may have completed 150 projects of redevelopment, but once they are demolished, they have been completed. So if you ensure that, I think that should be
right. Consultants are very important here. They should actually, societies, unfortunately, they are seeing मुझे कितना square feet मिलता है. It is very important to see who is the developer whom they are handing over.
So
Those square feet कम मिलेगा चलेगा,
so
but they
that
should bring back to their house.
I would like to give a message: society should not be greedy.
Absolutely.
They should be logical. What is best for them, that needs to be looked into.
Absolutely.
Okay, government is giving lot of schemes now.
Absolutely.
So that wherever you fit in. Now 33.9, I think one scheme we forgot to mention, which is a cluster scheme, which is the in thing for suburbs and city. Of course, city 4,000 meter is the criteria. For the suburbs, it is 6,000. So all those societies come together.
Right.
Now town planning schemes in Khar, Bandra, 600, 800 meters plots are there. They will not get a good developer,
Yeah.
but 10, 15 buildings, they all come together, and if it is 6,000 meters, it can be a wonderful development.
Yeah.
Planning point of view, you will have
Amenities
nice
point of
podium, gardens, clubhouse, amenities, you will have top A grade developer. So all those criteria will change. So people need to get united. Governments has given ample scheme. If you are a small plot, you don't want to join with somebody, okay, there are other schemes available.
Okay.
Go for 3311, go for 3320B, go for 3312B. So all those schemes are there, small plot, big plot, wherever you fit in and wherever you like-minded people are joining, I think those schemes are available, and government has done wonderfully well. Still, I think we are requesting government wherever, particularly near to the airport, only ground and 2 buildings is allowed. Now potential is there.
Right.
So we have requested government, okay, you allow me to sell my balance potential to the market where somebody can pick up my FSI. So same clubbing is allowed now in 33.7.
Okay, so then they can use that money to develop their
Building,
whereas
exactly.
the FSI goes to
Suppose-
another building
correct.
wherein there is a height
Absolutely.